Bill to Garcia, off the deflection, as Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three, bang! Santa Maria!
Here's Warner, here comes a head of the jam, counted for two. Field, adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved! What a game.
Perez, that's my play, off the backboard, counting, and a win! And a win! Brian Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to PSJA Stadium for Rios Sports Live. Joe Cardilli and Kevin Naro here from this beautiful stadium here in Pharr, Texas, where tonight it's the Los Fresnos Falcons visiting the Pharr Bears. Good to be with you here on the Rios Sports Live Network tonight. Gorgeous night here in Pharr, Texas for a high school football game on a Thursday night. Not the typical Friday night lights this time, Kevin, but surely to be a good game. Both of these teams are coming off losses and going to be looking to get back in the win column tonight.
Right, and we're going to be looking at two fairly young squads, PSJA. I feel that this is going to be their, quote, get-right game. They have their junior quarterback coming in for them. That's Jaime Lopez. You look at week one, they get shut out against PSJ North. Week two, they only put up 14 points against Westlaco East. And you know Lupe Rodriguez, you know that he loves to spread. He always has his offenses revved up and ready to go, and you feel that it's a matter of time till that offense really figures it out and can get things going. And once they do, we know what Coach Rodriguez's offense can bring. As for Los Fresnos, we saw them last week, and away we go.
So the kickoff goes through the end zone. So the Falcons will take over first down and 10 from their 25-yard line. Robert Pineda, the quarterback for Los Fresnos, actually showed some real good arm strength last week, Kevin, and even though they fell behind 34-7 and really were playing catch-up the rest of the way, he showed some promise and got the Falcons back in that game.
He did, and we'll see if he can kind of just pick up where he left off, but PSJ is going to start the game with this football, and we're going to get eyes on the junior quarterback, Jaime Lopez.
Triple wide receivers to the left, one out to the right, and a handoff on the inside, and stop for not a whole lot right there.
So Jorge Alanis is a freshman. Last year we saw a couple of freshmen. We saw Ethan Guerra from PSJ North. Tonight, Pharr, they're going to be relying on their freshman, George Alanis, their running back.
Jorge Alanis might have gotten a yard on the play. Bears, look, there's a flag down on the play, and the pass is incomplete, and then another flag comes in after that, and it looks like there's going to be penalties that will offset. Good arm shown right there by Jaime Lopez, and probably would have hit that receiver, but Gael Palestina got a little bit too much involved in that one, and it's probably going to be a pass interference on the Falcons. But there's also a flag down around the 22-yard line or 27-yard line. So they're both on the defense. That's going to be a first down for the Bears.
Yeah, that was a pre-snap penalty, and normally that'll go against the defense, whether it's an approachment or an offside. So PSJ did have that free play. It's interesting to see with Lopez, only one touchdown to 2 interceptions. He's put the ball on the ground 3 different times. He's only lost it once, so turnovers are going to be key for the junior to just try and clean those things up through the first 2 weeks. Like I said, for PSJ in 31-6A, this district is completely wide open. I know there's still district play to come, and there's still time to clean these things up, but I'll go in depth a little bit more about 31-6A throughout the night goes on.
Shotgun position, fired out to the side and nearly intercepted on the play. Very close to being taken to the house right there. Raul Constance on the play, and boy, I'll tell you, Kevin, had he caught that ball, he was 30 yards to the house. There was nobody in front of him.
And that would have been an easy pick 6 for Los Fresnos, just jumping that route you see on the split screen on the instant replay, presented by South Padre Island.
Scrambling out of harm's way is quarterback Jaime Lopez, and he gets ahead for a nice gain on the play.
There's a flag on the far side, and I think they're going to get Los Fresnos for a late hit, which I didn't see anything. But you're going to see the awareness from Lopez, and that's what he brings, that type of dynamic play. He went through his reads and broke the pocket. I think that's what they're discussing.
Felt a little bit of heat from behind, so he took off to the right side and got a nice gain on the play from. And personal foul is going to be called on the senior Raul Gonzalez, and that's going to cost the Falcons another 15. So Kevin, early on here, just 41 seconds into the game, couple of big penalties on the Falcons.
Yeah, you're looking at 3 penalties. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that call. He barely touched them, but I think these officials are just trying to send a message early. Yes. I mean, it's tic-tac, but okay.
He was out of bounds and he got bumped. He didn't really get pulled down, but
right.
The referee thought it was enough, wants to keep the game under control. 1st and 10 from the 36 of the Falcons. And there's a handoff wide and snuffed in the backfield. Beautifully played there.
Yeah, Julian Gayan.
Alex Flores with the carry, but Julian Ghana, the senior outside linebacker of the Falcons, boy, he read that one all the way.
Yeah, it's just a jet sweep, and that just comes from watching film, and Guyana just staying home. Coach Brent Blackman, the defensive coordinator for Los Fresnos, had his guys ready on that play.
We're just a minute 15 into the game, no score. Shotgun position and back, and the pass is incomplete. Jaime Lopez's pass, and Darian Coronado on that play. Kevin really never really saw the ball coming.
Yeah, both him and Lopez, they weren't on the same page on that route. And now you're looking at 3rd and 17, and you're kind of in no man's land right now if you're PSJ, so you could be looking at 4-down territory here for PSJ.
Yeah, probably would be. Although a punt could pin them way back and the Falcons would have the full field to go. So we'll have to see if they can come up with a first down here. Motion sends wide receivers all 4 on the left side. Garcia now looks back right. He's trying to go down the field, and it's overthrown. No flag on the play that time.
There is in the backfield. Now, that could be in the area of a hold. I think that's a good non-call if they don't call a PI, because it looked like the feet may have gotten tripped up. But the flag did come in the backfield, so it could be a hold.
Waiting on the referee's signal, but it does look like the Bears are starting to head backwards, so we'll see what the call is.
Holding, number 6, defense.
Holding on the defense is called. Another big penalty against the Falcons. That's 3 of them, just a minute 29 into the ballgame, that have cost them 10 or more yards.
So it went against Los Fresnos, so it was a hold. You know, it's rare that you get a holding call on the defensive line. You don't get those too often.
Interesting call there on Armando Gomez. And there's a fumble on the play. It's picked up by the Falcons, and there's only one guy to catch him, and it's the quarterback, and he brings him down.
Frank Quintero just about had a scoop and score, and that is a huge play for this defense.
Wow.
They had penalty after penalty after penalty. We're going to check it out on the full screen, and that
Frank Quintero picked it up, and the only one that was back to save the touchdown was Jaime Lopez, the quarterback of PSJA. That ball was picked up and run about 30 yards on the play, maybe a little more, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Falcons from the Bear 29. So after 3 big penalties that were really costing the Falcons, momentum goes back their direction. Robert Pineda, the quarterback of the Falcons, and they catch the Bears jumping, so free play on the play. Gael Palestina with the ball.
Handoff goes to number 3, Gael Palestina. In defensively for the Bears, number 81, Jorge Rios.
Tackle by Jorge Rios on the play, but the flag should be offside on the defense, and it is. And it's going to be a 5-yard penalty that'll make it 1st down and 5 for Los Fresnos.
Couple of penalties early on. But for Los Fresnos, it's a short week, coming off a loss. It'd be huge for this team to strike first.
Pineda back in the shotgun and handed off there on the inside, but not a whole lot going. Niles Alvarez with a nice play on the inside.
Yeah, Niles Alvarez, a sophomore for PSJ. He's second on the team in tackles. And not a whole lot coming back for PSJ this year, just 3 on offense, 3 on defense. You can call it a rebuilding year. Last year, with the quarterback situation, they started him as a sophomore.
2nd down and 5 for the Falcons. 2-back set this time on either side of Pineda. And there is the handoff on the inside. And that'll gain a couple of yards on the play.
Once again to number 3,
Gael Palestino on the carry.
He's to the 21-yard line. Stop on the play by number 21.
Cody Longoria on the stop for the Bears. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 2 yards to go for the Falcons from the Bear 21-yard line. Big play here early on. Both teams plagued by a couple of penalties and a fumble by the Bears that gave the Falcons great field position. Let's see if they can capitalize. Pineda hands it off. Palestina has it. He's got a 1st down, and he's out ahead over about to the 15-yard line.
Nothing fancy there. We're seeing a heavy dose of Palestina on this opening drive for Los Fresnos. Like I said, you're the road team. You're able to force a turnover. You got to take advantage of a short field, and I think right now those goalposts don't exist. You need 6 if you're Los Fresnos.
Pineda again with the handoff, being pursued from behind. Not a lot of running room, and he's going to lose a couple yards on the play. And again, Cody Longoria, number 21, brings down Gael Palestina, and he loses a yard on the play. And there is a flag down on the play as well.
Right now you're seeing a lot of a solid tackling from PSJA. And there were some question marks with this defense, giving up 49 in week 1, giving up 24 against Westlake East last week. First-year defensive coordinator Brian Garza, he's got his work cut out for him.
Horse collar was called on the tackle, so even though Cody Longoria makes a great play, he gets flagged for grabbing the wrong part of the jersey.
We're way up here. I'm not sure if that looked a lot like a horse collar from here. I like to call that the Roy Williams rule. If you're familiar with the Cowboys, Roy Williams that year where he brought T.O. down from the horse collar. That's really where it started.
Pineda, no one behind him. He tries to gain a couple of yards on the play. Doesn't get much if he gets any at all. Robert Pineda looked like he turned to hand the ball off and nobody was home. So the Gael Palestina went in motion there, Kevin, and there was nobody home.
Yeah, Orozco was the first guy back there. And right now, last week, this Los Fresnos offensive line had a good test against PSJ North. And right now in the trenches, PSJ, they're winning that battle of attrition up front so far. You're seeing their defensive line get a good push. Their linebackers getting to that next level.
2nd down and goal from the Bear 10. Pineda back, waiting the snap. He rolls out to the left, trying to find a receiver. And it is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Number 10, Jaden Gonzalez, the junior, makes the touchdown catch for the Falcons, and it's 7:24 mark of the first quarter. Kevin, we've got our first score of the ballgame.
And just like I said, you're on the road. It's a short week. You're a young squad. You need a confidence builder. And Los Fresnos is able to take advantage of that short field.
And the extra point is up and good. J.J. Contreras with the extra point. Actually, Josh Lamone. And with 7:24 to go here in the first quarter as we take our first break tonight, it's Los Fresnos 7 and the Bears nothing on Rio Sports Live.
Discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond. We are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We're the Valley View Lady Tigers, and you're watching Rio Sports Live. I love what I do. I
love
really
what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Falcons, number 17, JJ Contreras. Active to receive for the Bears, number 1, Andrew Castillo. Number
Back here
22,
on the Rio Sports
Jorge
Live
Rios.
Network from PSJA Stadium. Falcons just scored on a nice little 10-yard pass play, and they're up 7-0. JJ Contreras getting ready to kick off, and it looks like it'll be fielded at about the 5-yard line, out to the 15, the 20, and getting close to about the 25-yard line. Bears will set up first down and 10 there as number 22, Jorge Alanis, with the return for the Bears.
So be sure to follow us on our social media sites at Real Sports Live, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe.
Absolutely nice job by the Falcons, despite 3 big penalties in that first drive that really looked like it was costing them, and all of a sudden the Falcons are on the board. Now the Bears will see if they can counter. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right, and now 1 in motion. And Lopez back to pass. He's got a receiver deep, and he's got him at the 35, down to the 25, jukes to the 20. Is he going to get in? And he's brought down around the 5-yard line.
Lopez pass complete to number 16.
70-yard touchdown, or 70-yard pass down to the 4. And Kevin, boy, he had a step on him there.
Yeah, that was Caleb Salas. And just that one-on-one from PSJ, and they like to throw the deep ball. They like to go to those vertical routes, and right off the bat, PSJ able to rebound.
Beautiful pass play there. Now they got 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And looking to run it in is Lopez. He's going to be short, but it looks like he got maybe to the 2.
He's to the 2-yard line. Flags on the play.
56.
And a holding on the Bears will bring that one back 10 yards.
Yeah, so that's just a design quarterback run. You're still within striking distance, but it's going to be a 1st and 14.
Ball now marked at the 14. Shotgun position, no running backs back. Everybody spread wide. Lopez still looking, now running towards the sidelines, and he's just going to have to run out of bounds.
Lopez goes out of bounds.
He was chased nicely there by Julian Gauna, and nowhere to go right there for Jaime Lopez. Good coverage downfield by the Falcons.
It's always tougher when you're trying to score inside the red zone. Either way, it's a big spot early in this first quarter.
Illegal formation. Offense. Not enough men on the scrimmage. That penalty decline. 2nd down.
So that penalty puts the ball at the 18-yard line, and
Timeout. PSJA.
And now the Bears are going to take a timeout to talk it over, so we'll take a timeout as well. 6:25 to go here in the first quarter. Falcons 7 and the Bears nothing on Rio Sports Live.
Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
We're the Mission Lady Eagles, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Back on the Rio Sports Live Network as the Bears have the ball now, 2nd down and 17, and the pass over the middle is incomplete.
Pass falls incomplete, intended for number 2, Ryan Vallejo.
Ryan Vallejo had to kind of turn himself a little bit there and couldn't quite grab it. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal for the Bears.
Yeah, pass thrown just a little bit behind his wideout. I think you're in 4-down territory here if you're PSJA.
3 trips to the right. Looking now back, and nicely done on what looks like a screenplay, but can't get across the goal line. Number 33, Mikey De La Rosa with the reception there from Jaime Lopez.
Yeah, and that's just a wheel route. And that tells me that that play was designed to pick up 5-6 yards, maybe cut it in half, and to get you more into, see, there you go, a manageable 4th down, which is 4th and 7.
4th down and 7 on the 7-yard line. Bears making some changes. Perhaps they're going to go for a field goal here.
That's what it looks like.
Or they just changing personnel because Jaime Lopez is still on the field. Yes.
Number 81, Jorge Rios.
Jorge Rios going to be trying it from the 14 to 24-yard field goal attempt is up, and it is good.
24-yard field goal.
So 6:08 to go in the first quarter. Both teams now on the scoreboard. It's 7-3 Falcons on the Rio Sports Live Network.
It's easy, the choice is yours. You can click Fruya.com 24/7 or visit us here personally in our beautiful showroom. Step in or click and stand out. Blue Fruya Motors, we're always at your service.
We're the hottest in South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
The Brownsville Independent School District continues to provide a safe environment for enriching education. From pre-K3 to early college high school, the award-winning district has advanced its legacy in curriculum, athletics, and fine arts. Teachers are driving the frontier of technology, bringing industry to the classroom. On and off the field, Brownsville ISD students engage in the experiences that make them college and career ready. Brownsville Independent School District, the best choice.
Back on Rio Sports Live, Joe Cardilli and Kevin Naro from PSJA Stadium. Beautiful night, sunset just up over the bleachers. And the kickoff over to the Falcons, and it's brought in around the 3-yard line. He's out to the 15, to the 20, trying to break loose at the 25 and gets dragged down from behind. Was there a fumble on the play? By the reaction of the players, looked like it. Josh Limon with the return, and it was fumbled, but the Falcons do come up with it. Number 34, Felipe Torres with the recovery, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Falcons from their own 24.
So week 3 of high school football, and
21. Receiving team, 10 yards.
That's going to push them back another 10. So a lot of penalties in this opening quarter. You know, something we didn't see last week with Los Fresnos. They didn't commit too many penalties. They just ran into a buzzsaw. But, you know, week 3 of high school football, there's no reason to push any panic buttons just yet. But, you know, I feel like right now we're kind of starting to learn who's for real, who's not for real, who's in a rebuilding year, who's dominant. And like I said, for PSJ, I think this is their, quote, their get-right game.
Robert Pineda in the shotgun, and he keeps the ball and trying to get inside. Nicely done across the 20. And, well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't have much going there, but he turned it at least back into no gain.
You know, and the same can be said about the freshman, Robert Pineda, is that, you know, last week we saw the growing pains. We saw the freshman errors that freshman quarterbacks are going to make. But, you know, this is a good place to play in. It's a big stadium. It's a big crowd, albeit it's on a Thursday night. But, you know, each week is going to be a test for Pineda. And I thought he handled himself well last week against a very good PSJ North defense. 32-6 is going to be tough. Defensively, there's always some tough districts or tough defenses he'll have to face.
Pass out to the right side and trying to get ahead for more yardage on the play.
Pass complete to
number 4, Josh Limon with the catch. He gets ahead for maybe 6 yards on the play.
30-yard line, gain of 6, second down and 4.
2nd and 4 for the Falcons from their own 30-yard line. One thing, Kevin, that I've had to get used to is play clocks. We didn't have that up where I come from, but down here you got to keep this moving.
Right.
Pineda awaits the snap, gives the signals to his center, and he keeps the ball, runs it up the middle for a first down, and ahead for even more, gets across the 40. Nicely done there by Robert Pineda. And seems like he's learning more and more off the plays where he should just take off and make it happen himself.
Right, and they're putting him in situations where he can use that athleticism. I think tonight, so far, I know it's only a half quarter, but we're really seeing Los Fresnos just turn him loose, use his athleticism.
Quickly back up to the line of scrimmage, trips to the left, one to the right, and there's the handoff over off right tackle, and gets ahead for maybe a couple of yards on the play.
He also looks a lot calmer.
Yeah, he does.
You know, a lot calmer, you know, you're not so tensed up. And, I mean, I get it. Vince Obregon, he's a junior for Mission Vets, first-year starter, but he even told me, he's like, I still get nervous before games. And he's a junior.
Yeah.
This kid's 14, 15 years old, so.
It's one thing to be playing middle school football. It's another thing to be playing on basically a college football field. Turns to the left and fires. He's got a receiver that's open down the sidelines across the 50 and brought down around the 45-yard line. Josh Limon, and there is a flag thrown down in the backfield. Holding on the Falcons. Jason Rodriguez, the junior wide receiver, called on the hold there, and that's going to bring that one back. And again, Kevin, seeing some growing pains on a young team. If that's the 5th flag, I believe, on them already, and we still have 3:37 to go in the first quarter.
Right, and those are what you could call drive killers potentially. You know, Los Fresnos, you feel like they have found something offensively with what they want to do. You can't afford to make those penalties, and I know those are some things that Coach David Cantu is going to want to clean up sooner than later.
They've all been either 10 or 15 yarders, so for 5 of them, that's a lot already. Handoff up the middle, bobbing and weaving his way. Palestina over to the 42. Actually make that Jonas Gonzalez, the senior running back for the Falcons.
42-yard line. Moving up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9 for the Falcons coming up from their own 42-yard line. As we approach the 3-minute mark here in this ball game, Falcons with the 7-3 lead over the Bears.
Defensively for PSJA, they're going to need a big game from Johnny Martinez. He's their junior linebacker, their leading tackler. They're very sound defensively when it comes to the linebacking position.
Pineda out to the right. He pulls it down, trying to run for more yardage. Gets out to around the 48-yard line. But he's going to come up about 3 yards short of a first down.
Brought down that time at number 4, Aiden Munoz to the Bears.
So now it's 4th and 9, and it's decision time. Again, you're right around that midfield mark.
And Coach Cantu decides to go for it. At least that's what it looks like so far. 2 wide receivers to either side. See, do the Falcons pooch punt it? No, he pulls it down, and he's got the first down. Nicely done by Robert Pineda. And, you know, we're seeing more and more quarterbacks punt out of that position, so you never really know. But there is a flag down, and we'll see if this nullifies that first down run.
It's going back on our instant replay on the full screen. That's just a quarterback draw following his guard and his center. That's twice.
Holding another one on Jason Rodriguez. Tough call there as the Falcons had a first down across into Bears Field with the clock moving, and instead of that, their 6th penalty of the first quarter. And a couple of 15-yarders, which is for 30. I think the next 4 have all been 10. That's 40. That's 70 yards in penalties already, Kevin. That's just a killer. Now they have to punt. J.J. Contreras with the punt. Down to number 1, Andrew Castillo. He breaks loose on the right side, up the sidelines, gets pulled down right about midfield. Nice return on the play by Andrew Castillo. Beautifully done there to give the Bears good field position to start their next drive.
They're going to have very good starting field position, and right now, the theme of this football game is Los Fresnos, they take advantage of that short field, but even on that drive when they had very good field position, what about at the 25 of PSJ, penalties, and they're starting to stack up.
Lopez back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got a receiver and takes it all the way down to the Falcon 33. 17-yard pickup. Caleb Salas with the reception for the Bears. And Kevin, another pretty good-sized gainer there, 17 yards for the Bears.
Yeah, they're really starting to spread out this Los Fresnos defense. And for PSJ, that's what they like to do. They run that spread.
There's a pass off to the side, and again, pick up about 5 yards on the play. Andrew Castillo with the reception to the 28.
So Andrew Castillo last year, he scored 12 different times through the air, 485 yards. But this is a fairly young receiving core. They have 4 sophomores, 1 freshman, and a junior. That's Gamboa, and he on paper, he's their go-to guy.
And we've got a timeout on the field, so we're going to take one as well. 57 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's the Falcons 7 and the Bears 3 on Rio Sports Live.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day 1 in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
We're the Edinburgh Lady Bobcats, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
Receivers to either side. Lopez back, looking for the end zone, and it's going to go incomplete. He overshot Caleb Salas on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Bears from the Falcon 28.
Yeah, just talking about this receiving core and just how young they are. And again, a relatively young offense with just 3 returning starters from last year. But look for Castillo and Gamboa. Those are the go-to guys offensively.
Again, a 4-receiver set. He rolls towards the left. He's looking to keep the ball. He's trying to get around the edge, but he is not going to get there. Forced out of bounds by Robert Pineda.
Also, Alex Rivera, that play won't come up on the stat sheet because he did not make the tackle, but he did just enough to keep him honest and forced him to go outside.
Nicely done, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Bears kind of in no man's land, have to go for it. Too close to punt, too far for a field goal. Lopez back, trying to buzz it over the middle. It looked like it was tipped, but it was caught, and it's going to be good for a 1st down.
Pass complete to number 2, Ryan Vallejo. Vallejo marked that.
Ryan Vallejo with his catch of the ball game. And that's going to be a Bears 1st down. Nice conversion there. Good throw by Jaime Lopez. And it was tipped right to the hands of Ryan Vallejo between 3 or 4 Falcons. And, hey, they got a lucky break right there, and you'll take it.
First big hit we see all night, Jonas Gonzalez, just on an RPO.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8, Bears.
Just that run pass option there, that should take us to the 2nd quarter.
All spotted at the 17, and that will do it. And, well, a lot of penalties here in the first half. A turnover that led to a Falcon touchdown, and that's where we are at the end of 1. At the end of the first quarter, it's the Falcons 7 and the Bears 3 on Rio Sports Live.
We're the Lady Vikings, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display.
We're back here on Rio Sports Live. Joe Cardilli, Kevin Naro from PSJA Stadium. Rolling to the left is Jaime Lopez, and he's got a reception ahead. Number 1, Andrew Castillo with another reception for the Bears, and it'll be first and goal from the Falcons' 6-yard line.
This has been a good drive from PSJ. We've seen a little bit of everything. And you see why Lopez started as a sophomore.
Lopez looking to keep it, but he gets brought down in the backfield. Nice sack on the play.
Number 7, Jaime Lopez on the carry.
I believe that was Vicente Rocio.
Number 72, Vicente Rocio on the stop for the Falcons.
Nicely done there in the backfield, attacking the bottom part of the body and not letting him juke out of it. And a needed play there for the Falcons. Going to bring up a second down and goal for the Bears. Lopez looks to the sidelines for the play. He's ready to go. He's looking right and trying to get it to the end zone. He's not quite in. Looks like Castillo's got that one, and it's down to the 1-yard line. Nice acrobatic play there, Kevin, to be able to catch that one and still try to angle himself for the goal line.
Yeah, they've been targeting Castillo a lot this drive. Let's see, they go a little RPO here. Let Lopez call his own number. A design quarterback run. There it is.
There it is, and he's in for the score. Jaime Lopez over the left side found a seam big enough for him to cross the goal line, and the Bears have their first lead of the night, 9-7, with 10:32 to go here in the second quarter.
Just bread and butter for PSJ, and you know Lupe Rodriguez loves his athletic quarterbacks, and I think that's like a sacrifice bunt. Everyone in the park knew a bunt was coming. Everyone knew we were going to see Lopez call his own number.
Number 81, Jorge Rios, in for the extra point. Left-footed kicker puts it up and through. 10:32 to go here in the first half. It's the Bears 10 and the Falcons 7 on Rio Sports Live.
Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you are watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
Back on Rio Sports Live, and you know, Kevin, you and I were speaking offline. You know, the Falcons have only scored in the game and a half that we've done so far on short fields. They really haven't sustained a 70 or 80-yard drive yet for a touchdown this season.
Yeah, that's a good thing, and it's a bad thing. Good because your defense must have done something, or your special teams put you in that position. The bad thing is because we haven't seen them put together a long sustaining drive. Can they do it? When will they do it? Eventually they'll have to.
They bring the kick out of the end zone and across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. He was about 3 yards deep in the end zone right there, so that is 53 and a few. I mean, that's a 55-yard return right there for the Falcons.
So you hit the nail right on the head. This is good field position. Why? Because the special teams put them in a position to use a short field, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Like I said, either the defense did something or the special teams is doing something right, and that's Gabe Benya, the special teams coordinator for Los Fresnos. I got to catch up with him before the game.
1st and 10 inside Bear territory at the 46. Robert Pineda keeps the ball, runs it up the middle, gets ahead maybe for 2 or 3 yards on the play.
But that's what good teams do. They win on all 3 phases of the game. They win on special teams, they win on offense, they win on defense. So it's good to see a mix of everything from Los Fresnos giving their offense a good opportunity, again, with a short field, whether that was special teams or whether that was their defense.
And there is a flag down. False start called against Thomas Sandoval on the Falcons. As the sunset is just beautiful here tonight, just about to go behind the bleachers in front of us. Gorgeous night here at PSJA. The Bears with a 10-7 lead with 9:45 to go here in the second quarter. 2nd and 12 from the 48. Pineda keeps it, gets ahead over the 40, still churning, and down to maybe the 37. Nice gain on the play by the freshman.
Yeah, just a good play, a good read, just showing off that athleticism.
And like you said earlier tonight, Kevin, his confidence looks so much more so than it did really almost at any time last week.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to get. It's going to continue to be that way. The more he has success.
And he keeps it once again up the middle. He's free on the right side, trying to bust it all the way. He's across the 10, the 5 to the pylon, and a touchdown. Kevin Pineda all the way. 38 yards for a touchdown run, and the Falcons back in front.
Robert Pineda, welcome to the show. That's really the first big play we see him make, and again, you're just starting to see him evolve as a quarterback. And like I said, I feel they're really turning him loose this game. They see some things they like in the matchups. We didn't see Pineda run all that wild last week. One heck of a defense at PSJ North.
J.J. Contreras' extra point splits the uprights.
Let's go back and look at that on the full screen on the replay. So they've been running out of this formation all night long, and it's either a handoff. It's just that RPO got good blocking up front. Right there, he outran 3 different Bear defenders.
He made that beautiful cut to the right about the 20-yard line and really turned the gas up.
Right.
Was able to score, and with 8:48 to go here in the second quarter.
So that was at about, what, the 55, 40, more or less, in Bear territory. So, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, so what if they're getting those opportunities? The fact is they are getting the opportunities. They're taking advantage of it.
Absolutely.
They get the first turnover, a short field. They punch it in for a score. Special teams helps them out. They're able to punch it in. So I think right now this is probably one of the more cleaner halves outside of the penalties.
Yeah, right.
Probably one of the more cleaner halves we've seen from Los Fresnos when it comes to the actual X's and O's. I think David Cantu will stop me there and say, well, we have X amount of penalties. We need to fix that. But right now, these are 2 teams. They need to win. I know
Absolutely.
Los Fresnos won week 1. They lost last week at home. Bears, they're looking for their first win. So, you're seeing that from these 2 teams here tonight. There's a point of emphasis, in other words, coming from both these teams.
Contreras with the kick. Brought in, dropped around the 8-yard line, picked up, trying to get across the 20, does, and gets out to the 25, and a flag gets thrown right about where the pileup takes place.
Looks to be a hold, probably.
And about Robert Pineda, if I'm a freshman, I would rather have to drive the ball 45 yards than have to drive the ball 80 yards. It's got to increase his confidence to think, you know what? I don't have a whole lot of field to go here before we get some success.
Right. Not all the drives are going to be like that, right? But it's good to see. Now, if you're PSJA, I think there's 8:41. This game's kind of been back and forth these last few minutes. Let's see him take a shot here, trying to catch Los Fresnos on their toes.
Double wide receivers to both sides of Jaime Lopez, quarterback of the Bears, as we get ready for the snap. There it is. He turns, he's looking, throws it downfield and just overthrows the receiver.
There it was.
There it was. Caleb Salas was there, and he catches that ball, and it's one-on-one down the rest of the field.
Yeah, Lupe Rodriguez, I've known him a long time. He was the offensive coordinator back at Mission Veterans with the Diego Hernandez's of the world and the Landry Gilpins, Santos Villarreal. So he's got a good track record when it comes to quarterbacks. He was able to inherit Trey Guajardo, he's graduated now. It's been a few years, but he's, in my opinion, one of the better quarterbacks to come out of the RGV in the last 10 years.
Running back goes in motion, again looking downfield, catches the slant over the 25 to the 30, still on his feet across the 35 and down to about the 39-yard line. Beautiful gain on the play to Caleb Salas. And once again, Kevin, a lot of these completions have been going for 15 yards plus.
You saw Marco Guajardo after Trey Guajardo fill in at the quarterback position, and now you're seeing a fresh new name, and that's Jaime Lopez.
Lopez looking over the middle. He's got another completion.
That was Coronado. That was beautiful. Lopez just sat back there. 1, 2, 3, check 1, check 2. Look at that. And then bang, right over the middle.
Yes, got to give credit to the offensive line of the Bears during these pass plays. They've provided a nice pocket for him to take his time, find the open receiver. Now a swing pass out to the left. Not going to get a whole lot right there. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Andrew Castillo with another reception. We don't have stats in front of us, but that's 4, I believe, maybe 5 receptions for him already here in the first half. We still have 7:40 to go here in the second quarter.
You saw on that last instant replay on that last pass completion, just Lopez really started to find a rhythm.
Lopez gets it down, and he gets away, and they're not going to catch him. All the way for the touchdown is Ryan Vallejo, and the Bears retake the lead.
Left hook, right hook. These two quarterbacks are really starting to feel it. Let's go back and look at the instant replay. A play very similar to the one we just saw with Lopez, just goes out to his right, sets his feet, fires a dart. Just a missed tackle.
Jorge Rios holding number 7, Jaime Lopez.
Back and forth we go. And
yes, rock'em sock'em robots here through the first quarter and a half. And you got to love it. If you're into offensive football, apparently we're going to have plenty of it tonight. Extra point by Jorge Rios is up and good. And with 7:22 to go here at PSJA Stadium, we've got a good one for you here tonight, folks. It's the Bears 17 and the Falcons 14 on Rio Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Jonas Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, variadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy 1 barbacoa taco and get 1 free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We're the San Bernardino Lady Trojans, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Back on Rio Sports Live, Joe Cardilli, Kevin Naro from PSJA Stadium. And Kevin, what an offensive display. Both teams struggling with penalties a little bit, but other than that, it's been bang, bang, bang down the field.
Yeah, we're starting to see these quarterbacks really start to find a rhythm. And like right now, we were talking off air, David Cantu, he's a spread guy. Lupe Rodriguez, he's a spread guy, and if you let them, they'll throw it 50 times each. But this is about what you'd expect with these two offenses, these two teams just trying to find a rhythm. And I was talking with Ivan Palacios of the Monitor earlier that PSJ is 0-2. Like I said, they didn't score in week 1. They only put up 14 points in week 2. But you figured that at some point this offense was going to figure it out.
Ball being brought out from the 7 and brought down from behind around the 23-yard line. Number 1, Thomas Sandoval with the return for the Falcons, and they'll take over first down and 10 in their own territory. 17-14 Bears. Robert Pineda scored on a 38-yard run, and right there a 49-yard pass from Jaime Lopez to Ryan Vallejo, and 2 big scores to trade off leads. Now here's a chance for the Falcons. They're going to have to drive 77 yards to be able to get this one. We'll see how that turns out for them. There's a handoff on the inside, and not a whole lot going there. He might have gotten a yard on the play. Robert Pineda kept the ball on the play. 2nd down and 9 after a 1-yard gain. Kevin, coming from a league in Colorado where it's 90% run, this is pretty fun. I like to see a little bit of a shootout once in a while. Reminds me of Bronco football a little more. I hate to tell you that. But
it's okay. You're forgiven.
And Pineda keeps it again, and he goes up the middle, showing some speed, goes to the right side across the 40. He's over midfield and over to the 45, cuts back in, all the way down to the Bear 43-yard line.
Yeah, these 2 quarterbacks, they're in a zone. And yeah, this is the most confident we've seen Pineda play. And again, I don't want to jinx anybody, but there hasn't been any penalties. And that's a good thing for both sides. Yeah, you're forgiven on the Bronco thing. If you were talking Giants, Eagles, Commanders, whatever they're called.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I know what territory I'm in.
Good, good.
Personal foul called on Alec Flores at the end of the play for a little too much extracurricular activity.
There's the announcer jinx. But good, you're in cowboy country. I'm glad you.
Yes, I'm well aware.
Good. Yeah, I'm surprised you're not a Rockies fan, though.
Well, they're second. I've taken my kids to, I don't know, countless ball games at Coors Field. We love that, but it's the Mets are winning right now, and that's where I grew up. My beginning phase, my parents were Brooklyn Dodgers fans, so
wow.
Please forgive me.
No, hey, there's a lot of history there.
Now two running backs set, and there's the handoff coming up the left side over the middle, and another good-sized gain for the Falcons on the play.
Number 3,
Gael Palestina started off to the right, went up the middle, and got a nice gain on the play of 7. Bring up a 2nd down and 3. 5:50 to go here in the second quarter. Bears with a 17-14 lead. Falcons started off the scoring, and then the Bears got a field goal, and it's been back and forth ever since. Pineda awaits the snap. He's got it, and he keeps it. He's trying to get around the left side, and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield. And there's going to be loss on that play.
Jorge Rios, he's been all over the place.
He has.
Now, the crazy thing is that one thing you'll see is whenever there's a hit, a big hit like you just saw, let's go to the instant replay. Folks down here, hey, where's the flag?
No, that's not a flag. That's a nice play.
Especially when we get to the second, third round of the playoffs, we start playing guys. See right there on the instant replay. Clean hit, it's football. When we play teams that are bigger than us, we're like, whoa. It's like, no, that's what a hit looks like. It happens, but.
Pass out to the left side is complete. Trying to get ahead, but can't really get anything out of it. Josh Limon on the reception tried to sidestep a defender, but couldn't get away. Going to bring up a 4th down and about 6 or 7 yards to go. 4th down territory. Too short for a punt, too long for a field goal, so the Falcons are going to go for it. They've got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Split back as well.
Quarterback draw.
Pineda back to pass. He's looking for the end zone, and it's incomplete. Close play.
Fastball incomplete, intended for number 8.
Number 8, Angel Arce, tried to grab that one on one-on-one coverage. Good call on the play, just didn't quite bring it in.
Yeah, I agree with the call. They're going to take their shots.
Figuring the way the scoring has gone back and forth, you might as well take a shot for the end zone. And it came up empty. 4:01 to go here in the first half. 17-14 Bears. And this is where they can kind of flip it a little bit. It wouldn't be a back and forth. They could get their second score in a row if they can get it here. Pass out to the right side, lands ahead for a nice gain, maybe 6-7 yards on the play.
Lopez pass complete to number 22, Jorge Alanis.
Jorge Alanis with the reception on the play.
Gain of 7 on the play, second down and 3, Bears.
So Alanis, like we mentioned earlier, he's a freshman, second on the team in rushing.
Sideline interference. Coaches on the Bear. 15 yards. First down.
So sideline interference on the Bears. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Boy, I'm not sure I've ever seen that one called before.
I have a time or two, but it's very rare that it's an actual penalty. It's a real thing, believe it or not. But those are far few and in between.
And not only that, it's a loss of down. They don't get first down back. It's second down and long now for the Bears. Back in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers were to the right. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Nearly caught on that one. Andrew Castillo. Good one-on-one coverage down the field there by the Falcons. And it's going to bring up a third down and 17 for the Bears.
Yeah, it's a tough play to make if you're Castillo. And then now because of that penalty, this drive just...
And we have a timeout, Los Fresnos, with 3:30 to go. Falcons trying to make sure that they don't complete this pass on 3rd and 17.
Right.
We'll take a break right here. 3:30 to go. It's the Bears 17 and the Falcons 14 on Rio Sports Live.
Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
It's easy. The choice is yours. You can click FreeUA.com 24/7 or visit us here.
Back on Rio Sports Live, Joe Cardilli, Kevin Narrow from PSJA Stadium. 17-14 Bears, 3rd and long for the Bears. Lopez back, puts a screen over the middle, tries to let the receiver do the rest, but he's not going to get there. Needed to get to the 33 and got it out to maybe the 25. They're going to be 8 yards short of a first down.
It's 4th and 11, and that's a big stop for Los Fresnos. One, because you're going to get this football back with probably about 2 minutes. You can go 2-minute drill. And if you can get a field goal or better yet get a touchdown, go into the locker room with momentum, that's a big plus for Los Fresnos.
Thomas Sandoval back to receive for the Falcons. Nice punt, line drive punt, picked up at the 34-yard line. Going to the left is Sandoval, and we've got another flag down. Had the ball out to the 45, which would have been really good field position, but it looks like it's going to come back 10.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold. We're way up here.
And we can see that one.
We can. We can. But hey, a special shout out to Orly Garcia, the athletic coordinator here at PSJ, for allowing us to come in and stream the game. And a major league shout out to their IT team, who they were kind enough to come in. I got here at about 4 on the dot. They were here by 4:30. Had to jump through some loopholes through these internet ports up here in the press box. So we got everything set up. A special shout out to them for allowing us to come into their house and broadcast the football game. They're going to waive off that penalty.
Oh, so it is waived off. And the Falcons are going to start 1st down and 10 from the Bear 45. So again, shorter field, but only 2.5 minutes to operate. 17-14, Bears with the lead. 2 wide receivers to either side. The lefty, Pineda, gets it complete ahead to Jason Rodriguez, but there's a flag down at the Falcon 43. Over towards the sidelines.
Usually that'll go somewhere along a legal procedure or too many men on the line because it came from the line judge. Because it happened pre-snap.
Looking at the Los Fresnos sidelines as if to say, what do you guys want? I would have thought it went the other way.
Might have been offside. That offsides too.
Offsides.
There you go.
Offside defense.
Result of play.
Penalty is declined. Both teams with the penalties. Los Fresnos 6 or 7 and 4 or 5 now for PSJA. So we've got a lot of penalties. We've had a lot of total yards offense, 31 points on the board and 2:17 to go. Bears 17, Falcons 14. 46-yard line of the Bears is where the Falcons have it. Pineda steps back, nice pocket. Now it starts to break down. He gets around the left side and gets out of bounds around the 42-yard line. Nicely done there for a first down. And Kevin, good heads-up play by the freshman, knowing where the sticks were and then also getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Right, good for him. You know, and then that's just the upside you're going to see. You know, last week we saw him maybe hold on to the ball a little too longer than he should have, but you're just going to see on the replay, doesn't see anything. He knows where the sticks are at. Like you said, picks up the first down and then just wisely, just step out of bounds, save a timeout. Right now the ball is in their court for Los Fresnos.
Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. 1st and 10 from the 42. Pineda pulls it back down. He's across the 40, getting towards the 35. Nice little pickup as we go under the 2-minute mark.
You know, the more I see him run around like this, there was a guy, George Mata, who also wore the number 2 for Los Fresnos 5 or 6 years ago. And it was in that Manziel era where everyone wanted to wear the number 2 quarterback position.
I like it. That's the number I wore growing up myself. And there's a pass play ahead for Los Fresnos. And the clock is stopped. Thomas Sandoval with the reception. And how about freshman quarterback Robert Pineda handling this drive nicely, trying to drive his team down the field. And hopefully for a touchdown for the Falcons, but if nothing else, to put themselves in position to tie the game going into the locker room. Because they will get the ball to start the second half. 1:34 to go. And a handoff, nicely done across the 15 and out towards the 12-yard line. Gael Palestina with the carry off left tackle there. And, you know, Kevin, Palestina doesn't get humongous yards, but seems to get 3 and 4 and 5 here and there and turning into some nice runs.
They still have 2 timeouts.
And a flag down, looks like. Is that going to be an illegal procedure on Falcons, or is it a timeout?
Timeout. PSJ.
Timeout on the Bears right there. We'll take one as well. 1:12 to go here in the first half. Bears 17, Falcons 14 on Rio Sports Live.
Step in or click and stand out. Look for your motors. We're always at your service.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Rio Sports Live as the Bears called the timeout. That was their final timeout of the first half. Falcons have the ball. 2nd down and 4 from the Bear 12-yard line. Robert Pineda awaiting, trying to get the lead or for the Falcons. He has the ball. He cuts across the 10-yard line, back over the middle, and gets taken down around the 3-yard line.
Number 2, Pineda with the carry. He's to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal.
He puts that ball right there in Palestina's breadbasket, holds it just long enough, and then pulls that ball back. And it's almost like he's 5 yards down the field before anybody really has a chance to get after him.
So you got 55 seconds left, and you're knocking on the door, and you still have those 2 timeouts in your back pocket.
Yet it keeps it again, trying to get across that goal line. He's going to be a little bit short.
Palestina with carry. He's to the 1 yard line.
Going to be second down in inches.
There's no rush. Right now, this is where you tend to, you might want to try something you're not supposed to. You might get a little too giddy, but he looks as calm as ever back there, so that's good. You can take all the time you want.
There's the handoff up the middle, and we got a touchdown for the Falcons. Gael Palestina from 1 yard out crosses the goal line, and with 20 seconds to go, the Falcons recapture the lead. 20-17 Los Fresnos with the extra point pending.
In for the extra point attempt, number 17, J.J. Contreras. Holding number 7, Jason Rodriguez.
So quite the first half of action here, Kevin, as both teams have had a lot of total offense, a lot of points, and a lot of penalties. J.J. Contreras' extra point goes through the uprights, and with 20 seconds to go here in the first half, it's the Los Fresnos Falcons 21, PSJA Bears 17. Back in a moment on the Rio Sports Live Network.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day 1 in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world. A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day 1 in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Back on Rio Sports Live. Kickoff is fumbled on the play. And number 1, Andrew Castillo, literally crawling to recover that one for the Bears. That could have been a disaster right there.
Yeah, the Maroon faithful over on the other side.
You definitely heard the air come out of the stadium there.
Absolutely. That would have been disastrous for PSJ. But right now, 20 seconds.
Do they go for it?
Yeah, he will. Lupe will. He'll take a shot or two.
Pass out to the left side, trying to get around the sideline, get as much as possible, and get out of bounds. And Andrew Castillo, smart, been in the league, knows to do that. 11 seconds to go. Second down and 7 from the Bear 29. Jaime back to pass, looking over to the right sidelines, and just out of the reach. That one was close to number 2, Ryan Vallejo, who caught a long one earlier for a touchdown. 5 seconds to go here in the first half. What do you think, Kevin? Does he go long, or does he just keep it simple?
I think you keep it simple. Right there, you took your shot. Right now, see, you're within reach. Don't try anything too fancy. You don't want to hurt yourself.
All right, let's see if that's what Coach Rodriguez does as well. And we got a flag down
false start
with 2 seconds to go. False start will be on the Bears.
False start, number 5. 5 yards, replay, 3rd down.
So I'll say this, you got to admire Coach Cantu when the team, the Bears in front of them were going boom, boom, boom right down the field for a score. They could have said, oh, this is not our night, or oh, how are we going to stop this? But they've done a pretty good job and ended up retaking the lead. Pass out to the sidelines. Still on his feet. Trying to get loose, almost out to midfield. Nice run there by Andrew Castillo. A lot of yards after the catch, but that will end the first half of the play. End of the first half here at PSJA Stadium in Pharr, Texas. Our score, the Los Fresnos Falcons 21, PSJA Bears 17 on Rio Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rod Rodriguez and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We're the Valley View Lady Tigers and you're watching Real Sports Live.
I love what I do. I really
love what
do.
I'm doing. I love children. One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
We're the Mission Lady Eagles and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
It's easy, the choice is yours. You can click FreeUA.com 24/7 or visit us here personally in our beautiful showroom. Step in or click and stand out. Blue Freedom Motors, we're always at your service.
We're the Harlingen South Lady Hawks and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
The Brownsville Independent School District continues to provide a safe environment for enriching education. From pre-K3 to early college high school, the award-winning district has advanced its legacy in curriculum, athletics, and fine arts. Teachers are driving the frontier of technology, bringing industry to the classroom. On and off the field, Brownsville ISD students engage in the experiences that make them college and career ready. Brownsville Independent School District, the best choice.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
This district is completely wide open. I know there's still district play to come, and there's still time to clean these things up, but I'll go in depth a little bit more about 31-6A throughout the night goes on.
Shotgun position, fired out to the side and nearly intercepted on the play. Referee thought it was enough, wants to keep the game under control. 1st and 10 from the 36 of the Falcons. And there's a handoff wide and snuffed in the backfield. Beautifully played there.
Yeah, Julian, it's rare that you get a holding call on the defensive line. You don't get those too often.
Interesting call there on Armando Gomez. And there's a fumble on the play. It's picked up by the Falcons. And there's only one guy to catch him, and it's the quarterback, and he brings him down.
Frank Quintero.
By a couple of penalties and a fumble by the Bears that gave the Falcons great field position. Let's see if they can capitalize. Pineda hands it off. Palestina has it. He's got a first down, and he's out ahead over about to the 50.
Linebackers getting to that next level.
2nd down and goal from the Bear 10. Pineda back, waiting the snap. He rolls out to the left, trying to find a receiver. And it is caught for a Falcon touchdown. And Lopez back to pass. He's got a receiver deep, and he's got him at the 35, found to the 25, jukes to the 20. Is he going to get in? And he's brought down around the 5-yard line.
Just a little bit behind his wideout. I think you're in 4-down territory here if you're PSJA.
3 trips to the right. Looking now back, and nicely done on what looks like a screen play, but can't get across the goal line.
This is their, quote, their get-right game.
Robert Pineda in the shotgun, and he keeps the ball and trying to get inside. Nicely done across the 20, and, well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well last week against a very good PSJ North defense. 32-6 is going to be tough. Defensively, there's always some tough districts or tough defenses he'll have to face.
Pass out to the right side and trying to get ahead for more yardage on the play. Awaits the snap, gives the signals to his center, and he keeps the ball, runs it up the middle for a first down, and ahead for even more, gets across the 40. Nice to be playing middle school football. It's another thing to be playing on basically a college football field. Turns to the left and fires. He's got a receiver that's open down the sidelines across the 50 and brought down around the 45-yard line. Either side. See, do the Falcons pooch punt it? No, he pulls it down, and he's got the first down. Nicely done by Robert Pineda. And, you know, we're seeing more and more quarterbacks. Lopez back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got a receiver and takes it all the way down to the Falcon 33. 17-yard pickup. Caleb Salas with the reception for the Bears. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Bears kind of in no man's land, have to go for it. Too close to punt, too far for a field goal. Lopez back, trying to buzz it over the middle. It looked like it was tipped, but it was caught, and it's going to be good for a first down.
Pass complete to number 2.
10,000 records on display.
We're back here on Rio Sports Live. Joe Cardilli, Kevin Naro from PSJA Stadium. Rolling to the left is Jaime Lopez, and he's got a reception ahead. Number 1, Andro. Lopez looks to the sidelines for the play. He's ready to go. He's looking right and trying to get it to the end zone. He's not quite in. Looks like Castillo's got that one, and it's down to the 1-yard line.
See, they go a little RPO here. Let Lopez call his own number. A design quarterback run. There it is.
There it is, and he's in for the score. Jaime Lopez over the left side. 2nd and 12 from the 48. Pineda keeps it. Gets ahead over the 40, still churning, and down to maybe the 37. Nice gain on the play by the freshman.
Can be that way. The more he has success.
And he keeps it once again up the middle. He's free on the right side, trying to bust it all the way. He's across the 10, the 5 to the pylon, and a touchdown.
He's graduated now. It's been a few years, but he's, in my opinion, one of the better quarterbacks to come out of the RGV in the last 10 years.
Running back goes in motion, again looking downfield, catches the slant over the 25 to the 30, still on his feet across the 35 and down to about the 39-yard line.
Fill in at the quarterback position, and now you're seeing a fresh new name, and that's Jaime Lopez.
Lopez looking over the middle. He's got another completion.
Lopez pass complete to number
Quarter.
You saw on that last instant replay on that last pass completion, just Lopez really started to find a rhythm.
Lopez gets it down and he gets away, and they're not going to catch him. All the way for the touchdown. And Pineda keeps it again, and he goes up the middle, showing some speed, goes to the right side across the 40. He's over midfield and over to the 45, cuts back in, all the way down to the Bear 43-yard line. Fourth ever since. Pineda awaits the snap. He's got it, and he keeps it. He's trying to get around the left side, and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield. And there's going to be, they don't get first down back. It's second down and long now for the Bears. Back in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers were to the right. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Nearly caught on that one. Andrew Castillo, PSJA Stadium. 17-14 Bears, third and long for the Bears. Lopez back. Puts a screen over the middle, tries to let the receiver do the rest, but he's not going to get there. Needed to get to the 33. A lot of total yards offense, 31 points on the board, and 2:17 to go. Bears 17, Falcons 14. 46-yard line of the Bears is where the Falcons have it. Pineda steps back, nice pocket. Now it starts to break down. He gets around the left side and gets out of bounds around the 42-yard line. Nicely done there.
Everyone wanted to wear the number 2 quarterback position.
I like it. That's the number I wore growing up myself. And there's a pass play ahead for Los Fresnos, and the clock.
Want to try something you're not supposed to. You might get a little too giddy, but he looks as calm as ever back there, so that's good. You can take all the time you want.
There's the handoff up the middle, and we got a touchdown for the Falcons. Gael Palestina from 1 yard out. Pass out to the sidelines. Still on his feet. Trying to get loose, almost out to midfield. Nice run there by Andrew Castillo. A lot of yards after the catch, but that will end.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
This district is completely wide open. I know there's still district play to come, and there's still time to clean these things up, but I'll go in depth a little bit more about 31-6A throughout the night goes on.
Shotgun position, fired out to the side and nearly intercepted on the play. Referee thought it was enough, wants to keep the game under control. 1st and 10 from the 36 of the Falcons. And there's a handoff wide and snuffed in the backfield. Beautifully played there.
Yeah, Julian, it's rare that you get a holding call on the defensive line. You don't get those too often.
Interesting call there on Armando Gomez. And there's a fumble on the play. It's picked up by the Falcons. And there's only one guy to catch him, and it's the quarterback, and he brings him down.
Frank Quintero.
By a couple of penalties and a fumble by the Bears that gave the Falcons great field position. Let's see if they can capitalize. Pineda hands it off. Palestina has it. He's got a first down, and he's out ahead over about to the 50.
Linebackers getting to that next level.
2nd down and goal from the Bear 10. Pineda back. Waiting the snap. He rolls out to the left, trying to find a receiver. And it is caught for a Falcon touchdown. And Lopez back to pass. He's got a receiver deep, and he's got him at the 35, found to the 25, jukes to the 20. Is he going to get in? And he's brought down around the 5-yard line.
Just a little bit behind his wideout. I think you're in 4-down territory here if you're PSJA.
3 trips to the right. Looking now back, and nicely done on what looks like a screenplay, but can't get across the goal line.
This is their quote, their get right game.
Robert Pineda in the shotgun, and he keeps the ball and trying to get inside. Nicely done across the 20, and well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well last week against a very good PSJA North defense. 32-6 is going to be tough defensively. There's always some tough districts or tough defenses he'll have to face.
Pass out to the right side and trying to get ahead for more yardage on the play. Awaits the snap, gives the signals to his center, and he keeps the ball, runs it up the middle for a first down, and ahead for even more, gets across the 40. Nice to be playing middle school football. It's another thing to be playing on basically a college football field. Turns to the left and fires. He's got a receiver that's open down the sidelines across the 50 and brought down around the 45-yard line either side. See, do the Falcons pooch punt it? No, he pulls it down and he's got the first down. Nicely done by Robert Pineda. And you know, we're seeing more and more quarterbacks. Lopez back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got a receiver and takes it all the way down to the Falcon 33. 17-yard pickup. Caleb Salas with the reception for the Bears. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Bears kind of in no man's land, have to go for it. Too close to punt, too far for a field goal. Lopez back, trying to buzz it over the middle. It looked like it was tipped, but it was caught, and it's going to be good for a first down.
Pass complete to number 2.
10,000 records on display.
We're back here on Rio Sports Live. Joe Cardilli, Kevin Naro from PSJA Stadium. Rolling to the left is Jaime Lopez, and he's got a reception ahead. Number 1, Andrew. Lopez looks to the sidelines for the play. He's ready to go. He's looking right and trying to get it to the end zone. He's not quite in. Looks like Castillo's got that one, and it's down to the 1-yard line.
See, they go a little RPO here. Let Lopez call his own number. The design quarterback run. There it is.
There it is, and he's in for the score. Jaime Lopez over the left side. 2nd and 12 from the 48. Pineda keeps it, gets ahead over the 40, still churning, and down to maybe the 37. Nice gain on the play by the freshman.
Yeah, be that way. The more he has success.
And he keeps it once again up the middle. He's free on the right side, trying to bust it all the way. He's across the 10, the 5 to the pylon, and a touchdown.
He's graduated now. It's been a few years, but he's, in my opinion, one of the better quarterbacks to come out of the RGV in the last 10 years.
Running back goes in motion, again looking downfield, catches the slant over the 25 to the 30, still on his feet across the 35 and down to about the 39-yard line.
Fill in at the quarterback position, and now you're seeing a fresh new name, and that's Jaime Lopez.
Lopez looking over the middle. He's got another completion.
Lopez pass complete to number 2.
Quarter.
You saw on that last instant replay on that last pass completion, just Lopez really started to find a rhythm.
Lopez gets it down and he gets away, and they're not going to catch him. All the way for the touchdown. And Pineda keeps it again, and he goes up the middle, showing some speed, goes to the right side across the 40. He's over midfield and over to the 45, cuts back in, all the way down to the bare 43-yard line. Yeah. 4th ever since. Pineda awaits the snap. He's got it, and he keeps it. He's trying to get around the left side, and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield.
Quarterback number 2, Robert Pineda.
And there's going to be, they don't get first down back. It's second down and long now for the Bears. Back in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers were to the right. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Nearly caught on that one. Andrew Castillo, PSJA Stadium. 17-14 Bears. 3rd and long for the Bears. Lopez back. Puts a screen over the middle. Tries to let the receiver do the rest, but he's not going to get there. Needed to get to the 33. A lot of total yards offense. 31 points on the board and 2:17 to go. Bears 17, Falcons 14. 46-yard line of the Bears is where the Falcons have it. Pineda steps back. Nice pocket. Now it starts to break down. He gets around the left side and gets out of bounds around the 42-yard line. Nicely done there.
Everyone wanted to wear the number 2 quarterback position.
I like it. That's the number I wore growing up myself. And there's a pass play ahead for Los Fresnos. And the clock.
Want to try something you're not supposed to. You might get a little too giddy, but he looks as calm as ever back there. So that's good. You can take all the time you want.
There's the handoff up the middle, and we got a touchdown for the Falcons. Gael Palestina from 1 yard out. Pass out to the sidelines. Still on his feet. Trying to get loose, almost out to midfield. Nice run there by Andrew Castillo. A lot of yards after the catch, but that will end.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
This district is completely wide open. I know there's still district play to come, and there's still time to clean these things up, but I'll go in depth a little bit more about 31-6A throughout the night goes on.
Shotgun position, fired out to the side and nearly intercepted on the play. Referee thought it was enough, wants to keep the game under control. 1st and 10 from the 36 of the Falcons. And there's a handoff wide and snuffed in the backfield. Beautifully played there.
Yeah, Julian, it's rare that you get a holding call on the defensive line. You don't get those too often.
Interesting call there on Armando Gomez. And there's a fumble on the play. It's picked up by the Falcons. And there's only one guy to catch him, and it's the quarterback, and he brings him down.
Frank Quintero.
By a couple of penalties and a fumble by the Bears that gave the Falcons great field position. Let's see if they can capitalize. Pineda hands it off. Palestina has it. He's got a first down, and he's out ahead over about to the 50.
Linebackers getting to that next level.
2nd down and goal from the Bear 10. Pineda back. Waiting the snap. He rolls out to the left, trying to find a receiver. And it is caught for a Falcon touchdown. And Lopez back to pass. He's got a receiver deep, and he's got him at the 35, found to the 25, jukes to the 20. Is he going to get in? And he's brought down around the 5-yard line.
Just a little bit behind his wideout. I think you're in 4-down territory here if you're PSJA.
3 trips to the right. Looking now back, and nicely done on what looks like a screenplay, but can't get across the goal line.
This is their quote, their get right game.
Robert Pineda in the shotgun, and he keeps the ball and trying to get inside. Nicely done across the 20, and well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well last week against a very good PSJA North defense. 32-6 is going to be tough defensively. There's always some tough districts or tough defenses he'll have to face.
Pass out to the right.
We're the Pace Lady Vikings, and you're watching Real Sports Live. We are the Edinburgh North
lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you are watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We are the Red Lady Raiders, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Josh Moody and Coach Jonas Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, variadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy one barbacoa taco and get one free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We're the San Bernardino Lady Trojans, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
It's easy, the choice is yours. You can click Fruya.com 24/7 or visit us here personally in our beautiful showroom. Step in or click and stand out. Look for your motors. We're always at your service.
We are back on Rio Sports Live from PSJA Stadium in Pharr, Texas, where the Bears and the Falcons really going at it here in the first half of play. It's the Los Fresnos Falcons 21 and the PSJA Bears. I'm Joe Cardilli, my partner Kevin Naro. And Kevin, back and forth they went here in the first half. A lot of total yards, a lot of points, and a lot of penalties, but a very entertaining first half of play.
Yeah, it was very entertaining in a sense where these are two teams, they're coming in off a loss, and they're wanting to rebound, and they're wanting some answers, particularly on the offensive side of the football. And I think we're starting to see Pineda really start to grow up before our eyes. On the flip side for PSJ, I called this the get-right game. And I think right now, if you're Lupe Rodriguez, you have to be pleased with what you're seeing coming from your offense. Again, getting blanked in week one. You only put up 14 in week 2. And you've already put up a season high with 17 in the first half, and you started to see that offense start to spread things out, use that vertical game like we know Lupe Rodriguez likes to do. It should be a very entertaining second quarter. A second half. And I think this game will, like you said, it'll come down to whether who will turn the ball over that one time or whoever will have the ball last.
Yeah, it really could be one of those games where it comes down to one possession towards the end of the fourth quarter. We'll see how it all plays out. Both teams a little bit sloppy in the penalties. Los Fresnos early on, and then it kind of started swinging back, and the Bears started getting some of their own. But really impressive play by both of these young quarterbacks. Robert Pineda of the Falcons had a beautiful 38-yard run for a touchdown, and again up the middle for another score. really starting to come into his own as a freshman, which is really good to see because they've still got a couple of weeks to go before they even enter conference play. So this is where you want to see a freshman say, can this guy elevate and really take our team to the next level come conference time?
Yeah, not only that, but it's again, it's a short week. You're on the road. It's a bit of a drive from Los Fresnos down here to the PSJA Stadium in Far. So it's a good road test. And for PSJA, like I said, offensively, they're looking like the Bears that we expected. And by the way, Edinburgh was up 3-0. Weslaco just now scored at 7-3. Why is that relevant is because, like I said, coming into this football game, coming into this week, I said, let me close my eyes, grab the district title trophy, and throw it over the back of my head. And whether that's Bobcats, Economides, Bears, La Jolla, Edinburgh North, Mission, whoever catches it wins the district title, right?
It could be just like that, huh?
Yeah, just kind of like, you throw the bouquet over your head. Whoever catches it, catches it. That's what I see this district coming to be. If Edinburgh High can get that win tonight against Weslaco, I think that can potentially set the tone for Guzman's club going into district play. And the same can be said for PSJ here tonight. If they can figure it out and play the way we know they can.
Kickoff to the Falcons, brought in at the 12, trying to get around the side, ahead over the 30, and knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Beautifully done by Thomas Sandoval of the Falcons. He's had some nice returns tonight.
He has, and again, the special teams has played pretty well tonight for Los Fresnos, giving their offense an opportunity to take advantage of short fields. But, yeah, 31-6A, it's completely wide open, and it hasn't been that way in a long time. And people can say, well, look who you lost. You lost PSJ North and Edinburgh Vela, who went down to 5A. That is true, and when you lose those two teams, it opens up many doors for that district.
Falcons take over first down and 10 from their own 34. Nice little 23-yard return there by Thomas Sandoval to set things up for the Falcons. Robert Pineda, the quarterback, keeps it, goes around the left side over the 35, cuts over the 40, and gets down to about the 41-yard line.
Quarterback number 2, Robert Pineda, on the carry.
About 7 yards on the carry, going to bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Every team needs an enforcer. They need that Bash brother on the team, right? And Jonas Gonzalez is that guy for Los Fresnos. That's why he's kind of wearing the number 0. It's unique, but he's that kid that's just rough around the edges. And right there, they call it pancake blocks these days. And it's an actual stat. In a stat data-driven world, pancake blocks are a thing, and Jonas just got himself one.
Pineda again with the quarterback keeper, driving ahead for a couple of more yards.
And you're starting to see or hear coaches use the A word in football, and that's analytics. And I know you're a baseball guy, and I'd love to talk about it sometime. I'm on the fence with analytics. Yes, no, depends. I'm more of a gut feeling kind of guy.
Yes.
I don't know where there's room in analytics in football, but you're starting to see coaches go with percentages. I know it was Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin went with the percentages on the 2-point conversion a couple of years ago. You're starting to see a lot of that being implemented in high school football.
Pineda pulls it down. He's got a first down and more. Over the 50 to the 45, down to the 40, and out of bounds right about there. Beautiful run ahead by Robert Pineda.
Let's go back to our Josh Moody Loans instant replay on the full screen. Look at this cut right there. Just hit the brakes, cut it to the outside. Kid just planted his foot. And you're starting to see that extra gear that he has.
Yeah, he really does. Some players bottom out at 4th gear. Some players have a 5th gear. Robert Pineda has it. From the shotgun. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. There's another keeper up the middle. And so far, this has been all Robert Pineda in this one. Gets ahead for maybe 5 yards. 2nd and 5 from the Bear 35.
And they're going to keep going back to it until PSJ can find an answer. And right now, they don't. I know it's only the first drive in the second half, but that was what Pineda did in the first half.
This drive started at about the 35-yard line, now down to the other 35 of the Bears. And there actually is a handoff that time, and a big gainer Out across the 25, still on his feet. Down the sidelines to the pylon. Touchdown Falcons.
And that is exactly.
Gael Palestina.
There's his family right there on the screen. Good shot right there. You see, that's what happens when your quarterback is as dominant as he is on the ground game tonight. You fake it, you hand it off to Palestina, and he takes it all the way.
Number 7, Jason Rodriguez.
J.J. Contreras on, and Los Fresnos now has a 10-point lead. Make it 11.
Excellent opening drive for Los Fresnos, just to set the tone here in this ball game in the second half. And we can stay on air and we can chat a little more. For Los Fresnos, that's big.
Yes.
That's big to go right down the field. They didn't start in PSJ territory for the first time tonight. And Pineda says, okay, I got it. And that was his drive. You're starting to see Cantu just hand the keys off to the freshman and say, here, go get it.
6 plays on that drive from the 35, 65-yard drive for a touchdown, accumulating in a Gael Palestina 30-yard run down the left sideline. And it's 28-17 Los Fresnos, 9:40 to go here in the third quarter. Beautiful night for football here. Not much of a breeze, but still comfortable. And let me tell you, Kevin, you never know in Colorado what you're going to get. Do you need your ski jacket or are you going to be in shorts? That's what can happen there. But here, this is just beautiful. I'll take it all day.
I got shorts today. Shorts and a polo, looking good on a Thursday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I already know how the weather can be. I got here at 4, and it was as hot as it gets down here. It's that time of year.
Bears return the ball from the 10 up the middle and out to their 35-yard line. Nice 25-yard return. Jorge Alanis with the return for the Bears.
Thank you to our founding partners.
I'll tell you what, though, you've been here long enough to know that in October we had they call a cool front down here, and temperatures will be relatively cool in the 70s, so we may catch a break here at some point.
Okay. I have a little windbreaker with a Mets logo on it. I hope you don't mind. And a pass down the field, and good coverage down the field there.
So long as it's not a Dodger or a Yankee one, we're good.
You have my word on that.
But now, for PSJ here, they got to get a score right now. Defensively, they don't have an answer for Pineda, so I think you want to avoid a 3-and-out. If you can sustain a drive here, maybe get some points, a field goal at the least.
Nice coverage on the play by Armando Gomez, the third right there. A little run up the middle. Jorge Alanis with the carry up the middle. 8 yards on the carry, 3rd down and 2 to go from the Bears' 43-yard line.
Yeah, and I know it's early, but this is the big play.
There's another handoff ahead.
That's close.
Close.
Look at the head judge.
He's running literally right down the 45.
Yeah, I think they gave it to him.
1st and 10, 2-yard pickup there for Alanis, and a 1st down for the Bears. Keep the drive alive from their own 45. Wide receiver split both sides. Wide receiver in motion is Castillo, and there he is, but he's overthrown. Andrew Castillo was open, probably would have picked up 5 or 6 yards there, but little overthrown there by Jaime Lopez, the quarterback of the Bears.
Yeah, just a rare miss from Lopez. He's been pretty sharp here tonight. That's just a simple out route. And they had Castillo opening, and they like that Castillo matchup. They've been targeting him a lot in that first half.
There's a pass down the middle, and it's tipped away off the hands of Castillo. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. So Jaime Lopez was so sharp in the first half, Kevin, that it almost looks like he's a little juiced here. That's 3 that have kind of been overthrown a little bit to start the second half.
Yeah, you're down by 2 scores. Guys tend to press when you're down.
Lopez rolls to the right, looking down the right sideline. He's got a receiver, and there he is, Ryan Vallejo. Second time tonight that he's been able to hit Vallejo down the right sideline. And that's a big pickup for the Bears. They needed that one.
Yeah, on the instant replay, I think Jaime Lopez heard me and says, am I pressing? Am I really? And he just dropped a dime.
He did.
That's a huge play for PSJ. That was third down.
That was, and that's a big play for the Bears. Down 11 points, 28-17 Falcons, 8:27 to go. And we have a flag thrown in from our back judge.
False start, 50.
False start on the Bears. That'll bring that ball back 5 yards. Great to be with you here on the Rio Sports Live Network from Pharr, Texas. Gorgeous night here for a Thursday night varsity football game. Falcons 28, Bears 17. Lopez back, finds his receiver over on the left hash. Gets that ball ahead for a few more yards.
Pass complete to number 3,
Darian Coronado on the reception for PSJA. It's just a great atmosphere to be in here on a Thursday night. Bands are playing, and it's just wonderful to be out here for Texas high school football. Can't beat it. Lopez is flushed out to the right. Is he going to take off? He decides to tuck it in and caught from behind.
Number 7, Jaime Lopez.
Number 43, David Gonzalez, the senior defensive lineman, came all the way around from the right side and chased him down. He really followed that play and kept that from going any further. Nice play by Gonzalez.
Yeah, he did, and he felt like he got held on that play. But good for him to just kind of just shake that off, because guys would tend to just kind of look around for a flag, but he kept his motor turning.
Handoff on the inside. Jorge Alanis with the carry. Not going to be there for the first down. Going to be a 4th and 2 for the Bears. And a timeout by the Bears is called. We'll take a timeout as well. 7:06 to go here in the third quarter. Los Fresnos 28 and the Bears 17 on Rio Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Back on Rio Sports Live, I'm Joe Cardilli. He's Kevin Naro. 28-17 Falcons, and the Bears 4th and 2. They're going for it. Trying to get back in this ball game. Back to pass is Lopez. Over the middle, they've got it, and ahead for a Bear touchdown.
That's a good play design. Let's go back and look at the replay on the full screen. 4th and 2, big spot. Right now the momentum just kind of in limbo, and the Bears answering right back. So you're just going to see the receivers on the outside clear everyone out, go underneath on that underneath route.
Salas with the touchdown. Caleb Salas for the Bears. Nice play there to get back in this one. Jorge Rios' extra point is off the upright and in. Off the left upright and drops across, and it is good. 6:59 to go here in the third quarter, and the Bears draw closer. It's the Los Fresnos Falcons 28 and PSJA Bears 24. Back in a moment on Rio Sports Live.
Opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world. A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
On Rios Sports Live as the Bears kick it off to the Falcons and picked up at the 8-yard line across the 15 to the 20, out to close to the 25-yard line. Right about there is where the Falcons are going to take over, first down and 10. Thomas Sandoval, another return. And Kevin, as we discussed earlier, the Falcons hadn't really had to return a ball or get a score on a long field. Last drive, 65 yards. This one would be 74 yards as they started from the 26. So giving Robert Pineda a good opportunity to really show what he's got.
And he passed the first test on that opening drive.
2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Pineda hands the ball off and ahead for maybe 4 or 5 yards is Gael Palestina. 4-yard pickup on the play, second down and 6 coming up for the Falcons.
Fans tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. We'll give you a shout out on the air, and be sure to follow us on our social media sites at Real Sports Live, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on our website as well at realsportslive.com.
Pineda back in the shotgun. He hands the ball off again and again pushing ahead. Palestina again carried out to the 33-yard line. So trying to keep that lead, just get that first down, keep the clock moving, and looks like it's working so far. 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Falcons.
Yeah, just a 4-point game, and right now it's just like a pendulum is the momentum in this game. And the Bears feel if they can come up with a stop, possibly take the lead in a rather quick third quarter.
2 split to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Pineda carries it, cuts back up, good for the first down and more across the 40-yard line. Nice run inside by Robert Pineda. Boy, that offensive line is really starting to provide some nice little channels for him to run through, and it doesn't take much, Kevin, and he can find it and really gain some good yardage.
Right, and again, it's just that cut. Once he plants his foot, you see it on the replay there, he's tough to stop.
1st and 10, Falcons from their own 41. Pineda looking over to the sidelines, perhaps switching things up a little bit. We'll see what happens here. And he's still got the ball, and he runs right. He gets away from a defender and out to midfield.
About a 7-yard gain, and you're seeing 5-6 yards from Pineda.
You called it last week when PSJ North was just 3, 4, 5 yards in a cloud of dust, Kevin, is what you called it, and we're seeing that here on this drive for Los Fresnos. From the 49 of the Falcons. Pineda's got it. Nice pocket. Now decides to take off and scramble. He's across midfield. Cuts back to the left. Tries to get across the 45-yard line, and he'll be brought down right about the 44. And that's good for a Falcon first down.
Yeah, early on in this football game, it was the PSJ front that was really making things happen. But now in this third quarter, you're seeing Los Fresnos' offensive line, like you mentioned just a while ago. They're starting to control that line of scrimmage.
And that keeps the clock moving, which is always good, especially when you've got the lead, which Los Fresnos does now, 28-24, 3:42 to go here in the third quarter from the 45 of the Bears. Pineda back awaiting the snap. He hands that ball off up the middle, and again, about a 4 or 5 yard gain on the play. Jonas Gonzalez with the carry there for Los Fresnos. Out to the Bear 41 yard line. 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Falcons. If you're just joining us, this started with a whole lot of penalties. Los Fresnos, just on their first drive alone, was flagged 4 times. And they ended up scoring. But amazingly, it's been back and forth ever since. And now Los Fresnos has a 4-point lead. There's a carry up the middle.
Number 0, Jonas Gonzalez.
Jonas Gonzalez again, ahead for a couple of yards to the Bear 39. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Falcons.
To the play will bring up 3rd down and 4 Falcons.
Good sized crowd for a Thursday night.
It's just the stadium is so huge that
it
may not look like a big crowd, but it is. Everyone down there on the bottom section.
Pineda back, one back to his left. Pineda takes off to the left, gets around the 40 and tries to stretch for that 1st down, and a flag comes in late. As Pineda tried to stretch for that 1st down, Kevin, a flag comes in and
probably going to be a late hit. We'll go back on the instant replay on the full screen. Again, this has been your bread and butter, and on 3rd and short, why not go back to it? Yeah, that's a late hit.
Referees converge and talk it over, and they've made their decision. Late hit called on the Bears.
Yeah, see, there's no reason for that. It's 3rd down. You had him at 4th and 1. It's a 4-point game. Your defense is getting taxed, and I think that he's going to get an earful from his defensive coordinator, Brian Garza, who he's a fiery guy. I've known him a long time. He's a first-year defensive coordinator. Came over from Edinburgh High, right off the J.J. Leja coaching branch, or coaching tree, I should say.
So instead of a 4th and 1, it's 1st and 10 from the 23. Pineda with the keeper, gets it across the 20-yard line, still churning, gets it down close to the 17.
Number 2, the quarterback, Robert Pineda. He's to the 17-yard line.
And Los Fresnos, decide not to take many chances. I mean, if the offensive line is going to start to win the line of scrimmage, I mean, why would you?
Hey, what's the old adage? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
So, I mean, this is an impressive drive for Los Fresnos, considering how quickly PSJ went right down the field. And if you can just limit them to 1 possession, that's pretty impressive.
Pineda hands it off to Palestina. And they're trying to strip the ball on the inside, but can't do it. Gets across the 15-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 from the 13. 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Falcons 28, Bears 24, but the Falcons are knocking at the door inside the red zone. Pineda hands it off on the inside. Not a whole lot going there, and he didn't get it. Matter of fact, he might have lost a yard on the play.
On the carry, he's marked back to the 14-yard
Yeah, I think he might have lost a yard or two. You're going to take this into the 4th quarter.
So when we come back, it's going to be a 4th down and 2 for the Falcons as the 4th quarter is ready to expire. And there it is. End of the 3rd quarter of play here at PSJA Stadium. Our score, the Los Fresnos Falcons 28, PSJA Bears 24. Back in a moment on Rio Sports Live.
Partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
Back on Rio Sports Live, Joe Cardilli, Kevin Naro from PSJA Stadium in Pharr, Texas. 28-24 Los Fresnos as we get ready to enter the fourth quarter. And, you know, Kevin, this score early on in the fourth quarter could really pay dividends for the Falcons if they could pull it off.
Yeah, they're up by 4 right now, and they dominated that third quarter.
4th and 2, big play here for the Bear defense. And Pineda keeps it. The offensive line gets the surge. And there's a fumble on the play, and the Bears recover it. What a big play for the Bears defense there.
Yeah, that is a huge turn of events.
And with lots of time on the clock. I mean, almost the whole fourth quarter ahead of them.
Yeah, there's a whole quarter left. And for Los Fresnos to be just moving the football methodically down the field like they were, that is just a play that this PSJ Bear team needed and got. And mind you, on 4th down.
And maybe quarterback Robert Pineda was trying to stretch for it, and the ball got knocked loose. There's a pass out to the side, one-on-one situation. Beautiful play. Deeks down to the 40. Still ahead to the 45-yard line is Andrew Castillo. 31-yard pass play, and a whole lot of it was yards after the catch.
Yeah, that's what they call yak. Yards after the catch. And, oh, this is a good swing route. Made that first man miss right there on the instant replay.
Another pass ahead and another completion for Jaime Lopez. Looking good to start the fourth quarter. Andrew Castillo with the catch there. And suddenly, it's the Bears just moving down the field. So they get the mojo back by recovering the fumble. Now 2 completions to start the drive here in the fourth quarter. And there's a flag down. Going to be an illegal procedure on the Bears.
Dead ball. False start. 61. Offense. 5 yards. Replay.
That'll bring it back a little bit. 11:05 to go in the ball game. Los Fresnos with a 4-point lead, 28-24. Looked like they were going to go take a commanding 11-point lead, but they fumbled the ball, and the Bears took over at the 14, got a 31-yard pass play, got a 7-yard pass play, and now another flag down on the side. Pass is complete. Over on the sidelines, Ryan Vallejo, but a flag down here close to our side, and
that will be marked at the 49-yard line. Flag on the play.
Got some updated scores from across the RGV. That's going to go against PSJ. Edinburgh 54, Westlaco East 7, Harlingen South 20, Brownsville Hanna 7, La Grilla 35, Roma 28. That's in the third quarter. Out west at the Sac and Laredo in the fourth quarter, Laredo United South 21, PSJ North 20. That was one of the games we were keeping an eye on.
Some good ball games around South Texas tonight. Lopez tries to get it ahead, and it falls incomplete. So after 2 good-sized gains for the Bears, 2 consecutive penalties has brought them to a 3rd and 13 situation. The ball marked at their own 42. This is where Jaime Lopez has really shined throughout this ball game, is in situations just like this. He's been able to convert on 3rd and longs. Here comes the blitz, and he's in trouble. He's trying to run out of it to his left. He's got some grass in front of him across the 50, the 45, and he gets the first down.
Wow.
What a great play by Jaime Lopez. Kevin, he was running for his life, and all of a sudden he's like, wow, there's nobody in front of me.
Yeah, talk about a magician and just pulling the rabbit out of the hat. Just hits the brakes, goes back left. That's impressive.
3rd and 13, he picked up 14. Beautifully done. at the 43 of the Falcons. Lopez back to pass, looking over the middle. He's got a man, and he's going to go for the score. Touchdown, Bears.
How about that? 2 home run balls, Caleb Salas on that touchdown for PSJA. Lightning in a bottle.
So they recover the fumble. They get 2 big plays. The 2 penalties look like it killed their momentum. And then Jaime Lopez, maybe with the run of the night, to be able to come out of what looked like a certain sack situation to get a big first down on a 3rd and 13, and on the very next play, they connect for a touchdown.
Yeah, if this one goes the way PSJ wants it to, we're going to go back and oh, that's blocked.
The extra point is blocked. It's picked up by the Falcons and returned out to the 31-yard line. Now that could turn into something later on tonight if it comes down to it. Now it's just a 2-point lead instead of a 3-point lead for the Bears.
Yeah, fireworks here in the 4th. You know, I was going to say, if PSJ hangs on and wins, we're going to talk about those 2 plays, and what a dime from Lopez.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That's the second time tonight we see that. But on 3rd and 13, he just goes straight Houdini on him and picks up that first down. Because if he doesn't get that, it's 4th and long, and PSJ has to make a decision. But he picks up the first down there. He goes deep. He hits his man. And just in 2 plays, you know, you see that big play capability that PSJ can bring, and that's the type of offense that people are used to seeing when Lupe Rodriguez is calling the shots offensively. He did it at Mission Vets. It was a question mark. It's kind of like, where is it at the first 2 weeks? But tonight, you're seeing everything kind of starting to come full circle. But much credit to PSJA, where in that 3rd quarter, they just got bullied. They forced a turnover on 4th down. We can highlight that play. And then on 3rd and 13, Lopez keeps that play alive.
And that set up the touchdown for the Bears. 30-28 Bears, 10:26 to go in regulation. And who knows where this one's going to end up. This is great Texas high school football. Both teams, both quarterbacks have been just superb tonight. Robert Pineda for the Falcons, Jaime Lopez for the Bears. Kickoff is short and goes out of bounds, and it looks like the Falcons are going to take over in a nice field position to begin this one.
And then you have on the instant replay that extra point was blocked. And again, you're just seeing a little bit of everything here tonight.
Yes.
You're seeing special teams come up with some plays. And credit to Coach Benya, their special teams coordinator. I talked to him again before the game, and he said, we may try some things tonight. And you're seeing that.
Well, it's great to see. I mean, pre-conference, this is where you try some things out. You know, this is where you find out what your team is made of and what you could possibly bring into conference play later on. And both teams have shown some great stuff tonight. So the Falcons, because the kick went out of bounds, takes over at midfield. So a break for the Falcons to start from the halfway point of the field. Robert Pineda hands the ball off to the right side and ahead for 5 yards on the play.
Number 3, Gael Palestina on the carry. He's to the 44-yard line.
Gael Palestina with the carry.
5, second down and 5, Falcons.
And they are now into Bears territory at the 45-yard line. You do not want to go anywhere on this one tonight, folks. This one is going to come down to who is the last man standing. 30-28 Bears. We're under the 10-minute mark at 9:49 to go. There's another sweep to the left side, but this one is snuffed out. Beautifully done. Gael Palestina. Jorge Rios, there's that name again, Kevin. He has just been all over the place. Never mind, he kicks extra points as well.
Yeah, Rios. Yeah, he's been wreaking havoc in that backfield.
Huge play coming up here. 3rd down and 7 from the Bear 48. Pineda Rolling to the right, the lefty pulls it down. Can he get the block he needs to get across the first down? He's going to come up short. Looks like he's a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards short there, Kevin.
Yeah, just depending on the spot. If it's a friendly one, they're going to say it's 4th and 2, and obviously no decision here. I mean, you got to go for it.
Boy, the Bears defense has been but not broke here in the latter part of the third and into the fourth. And it's been tough sledding for the Falcons here all of a sudden, who went right down the field prior to this and fumbled at the 14 on the last time they tried to convert a 4th down. Let's see what happens here. 2 wide receivers split either side. Pineda hands it off, and he is not going to get there.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it.
Clearly short on the play. Jonas Gonzalez on the carry. He lost a yard on the play, and the Bears will take over 1st and 10 from their own 43.
Yeah, that Bear defense coming up with another stop on 4th down. And this one just as important as the last. And like you said, bend but don't break.
That defensive coordinator over there for the Bears must be ecstatic with the press their line got. There's a pass ahead from Jaime Lopez. And Ryan Vallejo looked like maybe he should have came up with that one. He was open. 2nd down and 10 for PSJA from their own 43-yard line. 8:05 to go. Bears 30, Falcons 28. Lopez under some pressure, and that's going to be complete and enough for a Bear 1st down.
Passing complete, intended for number 5, Alec Flores.
Alec Flores with the catch. And wow, he's hit several different receivers tonight. They haven't been only dependent on Andrew Castillo tonight.
Yeah, they're getting everybody in the mix.
45-yard line of the Falcons. 7:40 to go. 2-point lead for the Bears, and they're trying to add to it. Lopez taking his time. Nicely done. Running back goes in motion and has the ball. Crossed the 45 and tackled out of bounds around the 43. Jorge Alanis, the running back out of the backfield, gets a catch. 2-yard pickup on the play. 2nd down and 8 for the Bears, and staying alive on that play, and 7:21 to go in this one. Lopez rolling to his right, looking for a receiver. And
it's incomplete.
It's incomplete.
Yeah, well, now it's decision time for Lupe Rodriguez and the Bears.
It seems to have been split pretty even tonight, Kevin, right around these 3rd and longs on whether or not they throw a long pass, or does Jaime pull it down and try to get it with his own 2 feet.
I think you just turn them loose. Pretty much what Los Fresnos has done tonight with their quarterback in Pineda.
Well, with 7:07 to go, they'd like to try to keep that clock moving if they can. But they are going to pass, and they throw it way downfield, but there's a flag. Flags all over the place. And
it was going to be a hitch and go. Now to say, was it catchable? I don't know. Let's look at the replay.
Andrew Castillo looked like knocked down, but Coach Cantu's out on the field, and he's saying that's not catchable. Wave it off.
I don't think it was.
I mean, it's way out there. I mean, it looked like at best Castillo would have been at the 25, and that ball landed past the 20. I'm not sure he's got good speed. I'm not sure it's that good. And they're going to call it. What a huge, huge call against the Falcons. 7:02 to go in the ball game. Time now starting to become a factor, especially if the Bears come away with 7 here.
I don't think it was catchable.
And neither did the Falcon sidelines, but nevertheless, our referee said that it was, and here we go. There's a handoff up the middle. and a big gain, and plenty for a Bear first down. And it seems like PSJA has all the Mr. Mo and Mentum on their side right now. Momentum is a beautiful thing when it's on your side.
Yes,
when
it
it's
is.
against you, it's like trying to stop a boulder from rolling downhill. It is going to take, well, you know, the Bears got a turnover when they needed it. You never know what might happen in football. There's a pass, wide open on the side. And once again, it's Salas making moves, still on his feet, gets out of bounds inside the 6. Caleb Salas has come up big inside the red zone tonight for the Bears.
Yeah, he really has.
Seems like they've let Andrew Castillo do a lot of the work down the field. They've hit Ryan Vallejo deep a couple of times, but when they've needed somebody inside the red zone, Caleb Salas' number has been getting called. Lopez again, and inside handoff. Not much there for Jorge Alanis.
You'll be marked back at the 10-yard line. Second down and goal, Bears.
Second down and goal, Bears from the 10. That clock continues to move as we approach the 5:50 mark. 30-28, Bears over the Falcons in what has been a very exciting Texas high school football game.
Yeah, PSJ, they're just going to let that clock milk as much as they can, and the play clock is at 10, so they can still take as much time as they can off this clock.
Lopez back, he's scrambling out to his right, looking for somebody in the end zone. Do they find him? And was intercepted? No, it's incomplete.
Pass ball's incomplete.
Big crowd down there over on the far right corner there. And with the incompletion, that stops the clock. So 5:22 to go here in regulation. 30-28 Bears. And they're going to have a third down and goal from the 10.
So two things happen on that play is, one, it's 3rd and 10, and an incomplete pass, the clock stops. So two pluses for Los Fresnos, and they're going to take a timeout.
That's the second timeout. Second half.
So the Bears are going to go ahead and take a timeout and discuss what they want to do here on third down. 5:22 to go here in regulation. Our score, the PSJA Bears 30, the Los Fresnos Falcons 28. Back in a moment on Rio Sports Live.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond.
Back on Rio Sports Live, third down and 10 for the Bears. Huge play in this game. See, looking, and it goes off the receiver's hands, no good, through the back of the end zone. And now it's decision time. A field goal puts them up 5, but a touchdown and the extra point would make this game very difficult for the Falcons to win.
Right, and it looks like they're sending their special teams, because now you're going to say, we're going to force you to score a touchdown to beat us. Well, we'll take our chances there. If this was the plan all along, I don't know why you go pass.
Right.
And you give them plenty of time, 3 timeouts. You kind of want to use as much time as you can. If this was the end game, if you knew if we don't get it on third down, we're kicking the field goal, why not run and try and milk as much time as you can?
Line up, and it is good. Just inside the left upright, and they got that snap off with 1 second left on the play clock. And nice kick there, 27-yard field goal for Jorge Rios. And now the Bears lead the Falcons 33-28 with 5:15 to go in this one. Back in a moment on Rio Sports Live.
And our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We're the Valley View Lady Tigers, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
I love what I do. I really
love what
do.
I'm doing. I love children. One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for a fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Back on Rio Sports Live, kickoff to the Falcons, being returned out to the 21-yard line. Josh Limon with the return for the Falcons.
13-yard kickoff return. Over first and 10.
So you're looking at 5:09, and Los Fresnos has all 3 timeouts. So PSJ, they get the plus, they get points on the board. And like you said, now a field goal can't beat you, but a touchdown will. And I think defensively for PSJ, they said, we'll take that. If you're going to ask, if you give us a choice.
Holding 21.
The penalty.
Tough one on Julian Guana. 10 yards, and now they're going to have to start at the 11-yard line. So not only is there only 5:09 to go in the game, and they must score a touchdown to take the lead, but they have to go 89 yards to do it. And the biggest play of the night so far, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin, for the Falcons was the 38-yard touchdown run by Pineda. And we'll see how this goes. Back to pass. Pineda, now he takes off and runs. Now he passes. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one just skipped off the turf.
Skipped in front of Jason Rodriguez, and it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 11. 5:02 to go in this one. And Los Fresnos definitely has their back to the wall at the moment, down 5, 33-28 Bears. Three wide receivers, trips split right. Pineda has it. He goes around the left end. He's across the 15, the 20, and gets out of bounds around the 23-yard line. And that's going to be good for a Falcon first down.
You know, I feel like, obviously I can feel the sense of urgency from up here, but there's 5 minutes left. If you're Los Fresnos, you don't need to rush into anything. You still have 3 timeouts left. So, you know, right now it's just a matter of just staying within yourselves and just using this time. And, you know, the clock is actually in your favor because you can go 4-minute offense here.
And if they can keep getting it a chunk at a time like that, they'll leave no time left for the Bears if they do score. Pineda again. Now he moves to the right. Nice opening across the 25 over towards the 29-yard line. And another pickup of about 8 yards on the play.
To the 30-yard line. 2nd down and 1, Falcons.
Actually to the 30, so it's going to be 2nd down and 1 for Los Fresnos as we approach 4.5 minutes to go. Very good football game here tonight. Both teams have really shown some great competitive fire tonight, some good plays. Pineda back to pass. He's looking for a receiver, and he had him. And a nice attempt down there at the last minute. Gael Palestina nearly came up with that one, and boy, that would have been a big gainer there for the Falcons.
Yeah, they took their shot, and it was just a matter of when was Los Fresnos going to take that shot downfield.
And really, Kevin, a good time to do it. It's 2nd and 1. I mean, you'd have to think within 2 plays you could pick up a yard. That's at least their thinking. 2 wide receivers split either side. There's the handoff up the middle, and he's across the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. Nice run ahead by Jonas Gonzalez for the Falcons. Beautiful hole created there by the Falcon offensive line. And now we're coming to 4 minutes to go, and suddenly The Falcons, who started at the 11, are now out to their 42.
And this is a drive that got started with that penalty.
Two wide receivers to the right, one to the left. Now some shifts. We have trips now to the 5 wide receiver set. Pineda over the middle, and a nice grab over the middle. Beautiful catch.
Yeah, Angel Arce, right there, you tip your hat to him because he just ran a seam route, and you know you're going to get hit, and he held on to that football. That's a tough play.
That is. And he had to kind of turn back to grab it, and he knew from front and back he was going to get smashed, but he handled it. Down to the 43 of the Bears, and the drive stays alive at 3:15 to go. Sweep around the right side. Momentum stopped, and a gain of about 5 on the play for the Falcons.
And at some point, you got to start looking at that clock if you're Lupe Rodriguez, and the thing is you have one timeout. It's a matter of when do you use it.
Palestina on that run for the Falcons. 2nd down and 5 from the Bear 38. 2:45 to go. Bears up 5, 33-28, but the Falcons are driving. And this time Pineda keeps it over the left side. He's going to get ahead for another 2 or 3 yards on the play. Out to the 34, 3rd down and 1 for the Falcons and now we have a whistle and we have a timeout. Oh, now we have an injury timeout. Looks like the players are all taking a knee, and it looks like one of the members of the Bears are down around the 34-yard line. So we will take an injury timeout as well. 2:22 left in this one. It's Bears 33 and Falcons 28 on the Rio Sports Live Network.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
It's easy, the choice is yours. You can click Fruya.com 24/7 or visit us here personally in our beautiful showroom. Step in or click and stand out. Look Fruya Motors, we're always at your service.
We're the hottest in South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
The Brownsville Independent School District continues to provide a safe environment for enriching education. From pre-K3 to early college high school, the award-winning district has advanced its legacy in curriculum, athletics, and fine arts. Teachers are driving the frontier of technology, bringing industry to the classroom. On and off the field, Brownsville ISD students engage in the experiences that make them college and career ready. Brownsville Independent School District, the best choice.
Back on the Rio Sports Live Network, Joe Cardilli, Kevin Naro. What a game here from PSJA Stadium. 3rd down carry, and looks like they got the first down. Jonas Gonzalez just barreled ahead.
Yeah, it was that second effort, and again, Jonas is that guy. He's the guy that's going to get those dirty yards. He's going to lower his shoulder. He's that aggressor.
And the clock now moves after the first down spot. 1:50 to go in this one. Bears 33, Falcons 28. Falcons moving. They've come from their own 11 to the 30. Flea flicker. Pineda finding a receiver towards the end zone, and it's no good.
Oh man.
Boy, it was there.
The flea flicker.
The flea flicker. Haven't seen that one in a while.
I haven't seen it Shoot, I don't remember the last time I saw a flea flicker.
I like it. I like the call. I mean, why not? You know, if you can get the 30 yards in one play to take the lead, you go for it.
He had him. He had Lamone wide open in the back of the end zone.
Just missed.
Oh, that'd have been a great catch, though.
There's Pineda. He's carrying it. He cuts inside. Now back out. And he's across the 20-yard line. And a first down. Not quite to the 20. To the 21 is where they'll mark it out. Pineda, a nice carry. And it'll be 3rd and 1. Kevin with 1:29 to go. He stops the clock. I mean, that's an upperclassman move there. He kept his head, got out of bounds.
Right, and you know, the blocking downfield from his wide receivers on that last play is very impressive.
Big play here, 3rd down and 1. 1:29 to go. Bears up 5, but the Falcons are knocking at the door. Pineda keeps it, trying to keep that play alive. He's across the 20, trying to get out of bounds, and he does at the 16-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Falcons from there with 1:22 to go in regulation.
Yeah, he's just running wild tonight. And again, just going back to the well, and Los Fresnos has really just turned this guy loose. For a young guy like him, you could go back and circle the PSJA game if Los Fresnos is able to hang on and win and say this is the game where he grew up and really found himself as a quarterback.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now everybody turns, looks at the sidelines. Pineda rolling left, looking to the sidelines. That pass is complete out to about the 9-yard line.
Yeah, the clock, that's the first thing the official, that clock needs to keep running. He was tackled within bounds. So you're good. You have 1:03, you have 3 timeouts right now. Everything is in your favor for Los Fresnos.
Under a minute to go, 55 seconds to go, 5-point lead for the Bears, and the Falcons are knocking. Around the right side, trying to get over, and he gets across the line of scrimmage, but he can't get out of bounds. Still 3 timeouts for Los Fresnos.
Yeah, Armando Davila right there just chased him from behind. Let's go to the replay on the full screen. I mean, if Davila doesn't catch him, he might score right there. So you're looking at 41 seconds right now, and the momentum again still in favor with Los Fresnos.
Absolutely.
And right now it's just a matter of, just calming the nerves. You have plenty of time, and you have 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts left for the Falcons, 1 timeout for the Bears. 41 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Bears 33, Falcons 28. Falcons have the ball, 1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
I think you just go to your bread and butter, and that's you get your quarterback who's had the hot hand. You line up behind your best blocker and just simple backyard football, and go get it.
With 2 timeouts, that's exactly what they should do. Two running backs back there with him. There's a handoff on the inside. Falcons are going to get it down to maybe inside the 3-yard line on the play. Scoreboard operator trying to get the Bears crowd to make a lot of noise to make this as difficult as possible. They're not taking a timeout. 20 seconds to go from the 3-yard line. There's the handoff. Around the right side. He does not get in. Down to the 1-yard line, and now the timeout has to be taken with 11 seconds to go. Los Fresnos calls timeout. Now both teams down to 1. And Kevin, we called it earlier.
We did.
The last team standing. Which one is it going to be?
Yeah, whoever had the football last, we said, will wound up winning this football game. And, for PSJ, this is how big that field goal was. Because now, instead of what would be a chip shot field goal, would win the game, now PSJ saying, okay, we're going to bet on a touchdown to beat us. And, this is, we talked about it all night that, well, Los Fresnos had a 40-yard field, a 50-yard field, and we said, when can they put that long drive together? This is a 90-plus drive that they put together.
Yes, it started at the 11. They're at the 1. 88-yard drive. They got it at 5:05 of the fourth quarter. Now there's 11 seconds to go. And basically with one timeout, they've got 2 plays to get 1 yard. Pineda's got probably close to 200 yards tonight. Now he just needs 1. Can he get it? Or will the Bears defense stop him? No, they hand it off. And it's over. I don't see the call. No, he's not in. He's not in. He got to the half-yard line. The Los Fresnos sidelines went wild, but I was watching the referee, and he never signaled touchdown. No one did.
That is as close as it gets.
I mean, I'm looking at it, Kevin, right here. The nose of that football.
I don't know.
There's just a few blades of grass between there and the goal line. Unbelievable. What do you see? Did you see the replay?
Yeah, I'm looking at it again. That is,
I don't know. The whole Falcon sidelines went nuts, and now it comes down to 1 play.
Let's look at it one more time. We got time. Let's look at it one more time. You tell us. That is oh so close, and you talk
You
about
write us fans at home. What do you see? Ah, man. Here we go. Last play. 5 seconds. They score, they win. If they don't, they lose. That's what we're down to. 33-28 Bears. 5 seconds to go.
Pineda.
There's the handoff, and it's a touchdown for the Falcons. With 2 seconds to go, the Falcons lead by 1.
Wow. And they went right back to it.
Kevin, I don't have arm hairs, but if I did, they'd be standing up right now. What a finish here at PSJA. The Falcons go 89 yards in a little over 5 minutes, and with 2 seconds left on the clock, the Falcons lead it 34-33.
And that was Jonas Gonzalez, their enforcer.
I mean, you go for 2 here, and in case disaster, I mean, there's just not enough time, no matter what happens, for PSJA to even worry about a field goal, because that's not going to happen. Pineda has it. He looks right, fakes the throw, gets it to the end zone, and it's good. And the Falcons lead by 3 with 2 seconds to go. Unbelievable.
And here's the touchdown one more time for Gonzalez, and they just went right back to him.
And you said it earlier, Kevin, Jonas Gonzalez is that guy. He's the guy that when you need those tough yards, or yard, or inch in this case, he's the go-to guy, and he got it. 36-33, Los Fresnos, 2 seconds to go. So there's only one thing that can happen here.
Yeah, shades of Cal Stanford.
Yes.
Would be the only thing left. But I mean, my goodness, what a finish on 2 teams that they just absolutely needed this win tonight.
Yes.
But you know, we saw the struggles last week, and you know, it's peaks and valleys like these coaches talk with these guys. It's a long season, but you know, you're just seeing this young quarterback really, you know, take that drive under his wing. And like I said, when it's all said and done, you'd go back and look at that game and say, this is the game where he grew up.
The Bears came out in the fourth quarter, took the lead, looked like they were going to go up 11. And the Falcons drive at 89 yards with a drive that started with a penalty. There's the kick. Squib it down the field, picked up at the 10-yard line by the Bears. The clock runs out. The ball is pitched back, it's on the ground, and the game is over. What a finish here at PSJA Stadium. The Bears were up 5. with 5:05 to go in the ball game and an 89-yard field ahead of a freshman quarterback, and they get it done. And the Los Fresnos Falcons come out to Far Texas and come away with a 3-point win. Our final score, the Los Fresnos Falcons 36 and the PSJA Bears 33. Back in a moment on the Rio Sports Live Network.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
Back on the Rio Sports Live Network, Joe Cardilli and Kevin Naro. And Kevin, what a ball game here tonight. Both quarterbacks were outstanding. Both special teams came up with big plays, but when it all came down to it, Robert Pineda, the quarterback of the Falcons, came of age tonight, an 89-yard drive in just over 5 minutes to lead the Falcons to victory.
Yeah, that was that's going to be a drive they're going to be talking about for a long time, and for a program that's very young like Los Fresnos, you know, you could be turning the corner there, and you can only go up from here for a kid like that. So that's very impressive. And with that being said, he's going to be our Economy Awards player of the game for the
Well, and who else could you pick? I mean, they're really, what a fantastic game by the freshman. And what a great thing for the program to think we've got a freshman that could be starting for us for the next 3.5 years. Got to be a look. And take nothing away from the Bears' effort tonight. Look, this is a team that got beat 49-0 in week one, and they came out here and played some ball tonight. So I tip my cap to the PSJA Bears as well, Kevin. They played really good football tonight.
Yeah, there's a long way to go, and like I said, the theory of the throwing the bouquet behind your head without looking, whoever catches it wins that district. It's still up in the air. I think PSJ will be okay tonight. We saw some flashes. We saw more of that's what we expected from Lupe Rodriguez, from this offense as a whole. Really using that aerial attack, and then with Jaime Lopez, he easily played his best game of the young season so far.
So congratulations to both teams, and that is going to be it for us as we were here from PSJA Stadium in Far Texas. Our final score, once again, the Los Fresnos Falcons 36, PSJA Bears 33. For Joe Cardilli and Kevin Naro, we're signing.